Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you all are doing well. So I decided to do something a little different with my journal covers and attempt to make a fabric cover. So I have not dabbled in this style before. I normally just do hardcovers and I either paint them or I glue fabric on to a hardcover, but I never actually make like little bits of scraps into my cover, if that makes sense. I'm not sure. Anyways, I decided to try it out and I was getting started and then decided, I could probably make a video about this. So here we are. I did plan it out ahead of time, like where I wanted the little bits and pieces before I started recording. So here I am just putting it all together. I am, though, winging it pretty much. I do have some inspo pictures that I kind of got some ideas from on Pinterest. However, I'm just kind of placing bits here and there using whatever scraps I have left within like my appliques and whatnot. And I'm gluing them down just very lightly because I will be sewing them once it's all assembled. But the good thing about just doing a little bit of glue is, one, it keeps it in place, but two, I can still flip around the pieces to kind of tuck in spots if I need to. So even though this is a fabric cover, I do end up gluing it to a hardcover. I just felt like it gave it that little extra something by having it on a hardcover. I don't know. It was kind of a mid-project decision that I made. And I did ask my daughter, I said, do you think I should make it like soft fabric cover or should I make it a fabric cover on a hard cover? And she said hard. So I went with her suggestion. But you'll see that later on.
Grab your jacket and your shades. We're taking leave from this bleak satin. Somewhere we'll be miles away. Oh, and the red sky will be melting.
Kind of forgotten where in the corner I had placed the butterfly, and I didn't like how the white butterfly was so close to the white flower, so I ended up cutting that bit off. Looking back, I like the flower there, but I ended up not using it, which is fine. But that gave me a little more separation between the butterfly and the flowers. You can't tell, but that little fine piece of lace has a sequence in it, so it has a bit of shine. And then this is just a small piece of lace. Once again, you can't really tell. It's antique lace ribbon off to the sewing machine. I, by the way, am not a sewer. I literally got this machine once I learned about junk journaling. So I mainly just sew papers and little projects like this. However, I'm far from any type of sewer or seamstress or anything. Okay, so it's all pretty much sewed down. There's the messy map in the back. Just cutting off all those long pieces. And I decided to put some charms because why not? It adds such a nice little touch. I love putting one, sparkles and gems, but two, anything kind of metal or whatnot. And this mushroom, it's my last mushroom charm, fit perfectly in it. That's actually my favorite part of this cover, is that little mushroom charm. And then here I am, I have like stars and moons charms, and I'm just trying to decide which one I think goes best. And I did decide on this starburst because it also looks like a sun. And for these, I'm just going to hand sew them on. So here I am deciding now that I am putting it on a hardcover. So I'm just trying to figure out how to go about doing that. Such as like the spine and how I'm going to attach it, because it's really thick. This is just a hardcover book cut in half basically. So it's pretty thick, and I know it's not really going to go through my sewing machine. So I wanted to make sure. And then the spine here, I know I'm doing a fabric spine. I prefer to do those. So I'm just realizing that the spine itself is not long enough. It won't be enough space in between for two signatures, because I tend to like to put two signatures into my journals. So so at this point, I am just covering up the black because it does peek through. Even though I have when I place the fabric cover on top, you can still see the black. So this part, I'm just covering it up. And I believe this is muslin or it's cotton. I can't tell the difference. But they both work great. I love them both. Just cutting the corners to get rid of any extra bulk of the fabric. So yeah, like I said, at this point, I'm definitely winging everything. I'm trying to think about what the best way to attach everything will be. There we go. And as you can see, that just looks so much better rather than it being black. So I'm gluing it in hopes that it will stay on, which I'm pretty sure it will. I put quite a lot of glue, but I wanted to attempt to sew at least the corners together just to really ensure that it's not going to go anywhere. And sure enough, I did break 2 needles. Luckily, I did not break my sewing machine, but I was quite determined to make sure. And here they are, just did these 4 corners. It was a struggle. Like I said, I went through 2 needles doing it, but now I feel better about that not moving or coming unattached somehow by the glue. Now I'm trying to figure out the fabric I want for the back cover. The green one was a little bit too bright. The blue was a little too dull. And then I found that one. And I use this a lot for covers. I thrifted that. I pretty much thrift all my fabrics. So, yeah. Here I am just... So I'm cutting... maybe not just yet. After I glue it, I think. I cut the corners and you'll notice, I miss a full corner. I just stop at 3, so, you know, when you're in the zone, you're in the zone. I was living in the future in my head. Once again, lots of glue. There's a little bit of glue that seeped through in the back there, but that ends up being covered, so no worries there. We got 1, 2, 3, and then I just decided I was done for some reason. And I didn't even notice until I was ready to glue the other side. But you know, it's all good. And this, as you know, can just be messy. It is messy because it's all going to be covered. I try to tuck the corners in here and there to keep them a bit more tidy.
Grab your jacket and your shades.
And there it is. Now is my planning on, so I have to extend the spine because it wasn't wide enough. And so I just end up, I usually do about 1.5 inches spine because for 2 signatures. So I do end up sewing those together and then gluing it in the back. And now to cover it. I love anything sparkly, so whenever I can, I put some sparkles in. I didn't have a piece wider than that, so I knew I was going to put a second piece of something next to it. I was going to attempt to do this, but then I realized when it closes, that seam is going to open up because it's not the right size. So I end up using this beauty. I felt like it just tied in really well with the front, and it was wide enough to cover everything. off to the sewing machine. So I'm just showing you that I sewed it just within the fabric part, and I'm going to glue down the rest, which will give it that much more, it'll make it that much more secure, because the back is just glued on because my sewing machine can't handle the cardboard or the book board. And I'm really happy with it at this point. Now to work on the inside. Oh, one little touch there. I was just lifting a bit, so easy fix. Now I'm going through my scraps to try to find the inner cover bits. And if you've been watching my channel, my videos, you know I try to use my scraps as much as possible. So I found a few and I'm just kind of checking them out. I just wanted like a good flow, so I figured if it kind of goes with the front, then that's a good thing. Didn't like this one, it was too much red. I did like this one. Didn't like that one either. This one just went perfectly with the whole front. That was too short and small, and I really liked this one too. But I decided to go with the butterfly for the front one, and then this one for the back. And now I'm just figuring out the inner spine. And this is a nice olive green velvet ribbon that I absolutely love. And my main purpose for buying it was for spines. So I'm using it here in this one. All in all, this was actually a really easy process and a really fun way of putting together a cover. I really enjoyed this, so I will be making more. I did, after I was done doing this, I liked it so much and got really inspired that I did make a bit of a haul on Temu. So I'm excited for that to come in about 2 weeks, to make a lot more of these, and they will be on my website. Okay guys, I'm pretty much done here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have an awesome day or an awesome night. Take care. Bye.